If you have problems with your camshaft position sensor, CMP, we're going to show you how to change this. Today our service vehicle is a 2002 Ford F150, 4.6 liter. We're going to be changing the camshaft position sensor, which is located underneath our air intake. Prior to doing this, we're going to disconnect our battery. As with all electrical parts, we should always do this. Positive and negative. Let's just disconnect this and we'll start our process. Our camshaft position sensor is located underneath our air intake. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove these items here to gain access. First thing we want to do is we want to be very careful and remove this connection here. We're just going to take a screwdriver, snap the clip, and pull that back. Want to be very sure not to damage the wires. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take this section out. We're going to release our clamp. We're going to move it forward. We're going to take a screwdriver, release our clamp for our connection, and we're going to separate this. You want to be very careful here because we have another sensor underneath. We're just going to carefully set this to the side without damaging anything. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our cover off so we can access our clamps to remove our other inner intake. So what we're going to do, take our ratchet, release this. You want to be very careful not to drop these bolts into the intake area. Sometimes they can be a real bear to retrieve. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this off and we're going to put it in a safe place, and we don't want to lose these bolts. So we're going to take these bolts, put them aside. Now that we've removed our cover, we're going to loosen up our hose clamp here. We have two vacuum lines here and one below that we're going to disconnect. We're going to take this and we're going to move that vacuum hose off. Then we're going to rotate this up. Our second one is down below, and we're just going to take it and pull that apart. Now that we have our vacuum hoses off, we're going to remove this whole unit to give us access to our camshaft position sensor, which is located in this area. Our camshaft position sensor is located right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this plug, then we'll remove our camshaft position sensor. We're just going to take a small screwdriver. We're going to get in there with the clip. What we want to do is we want to compare our old one to our new one by the distance for our bolt hole, and we want to check our electrical connections to be the same. Also, we want to check the length. Once we're satisfied that they're the same, we'll reinstall. Prior to installing our camshaft position sensor, we're going to apply a small amount of lightweight engine oil to ease our installation. Now that we've applied a slight amount of engine oil to our camshaft position sensor, we're just going to take it, slide it in, push the O-ring in, and then we're going to insert our bolt. Now we're going to tighten this up. We don't want to over tighten this. We're going to make our electrical connection. We're going to listen for the snap. And check it. Now we're ready to install the rest of our components we've removed. Now that we have our camshaft position sensor installed, we're going to install our air intake. We're going to take this, we're going to slide it into our main duct. We're going to take our other vacuum valve, we're going to slide that on. And then we're going to come down here and do our lower vacuum line. What we're going to do is we're going to secure this, make sure it's tight. And we're going to make our electrical connection right here. We're going to back it up. We're going to listen for our click and check our connection. Now we're ready to install our secondary air intake. What we're going to do is we're going to take our centerpiece here. We have an arrow, we're going to go up, make sure our band's there. We're going to slide this down inside here. We're going to want to be careful because there's a sensor actually in this unit. We're going to clamp this down, and then we're going to secure our hose clamp. Now that we have our air intake on, we're going to replace our center cover. Now that we have our camshaft position sensor installed, we're going to connect our battery, and we're going to check for the check engine light. Everything seems to be fine.